Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Bulwell TV. And today we're going to talk about famous Bulwell folk. Unlike Hucknall with Lord Byron or Eastwood with D.H. Lawrence, Bulwell has no outstanding famous celebrities who hail from the town. In fact, I'm sure most of you are struggling to think of anyone who has come from Bulwell who has made the headlines. Well, for the right reasons anyway. Although we don't have that big name which other towns have, we do have a smattering of people who've made it to the top in their chosen profession, and here today we're going to celebrate their achievements. However, first it's disclaimer time. If you look at certain online encyclopedias, there are more additions to the Bulwell Hall of Fame than spoken about here. After investigating, sadly, it seems they were never born in Bulwell. Wikipedia states racing driver Les Leston, former director of the National Museum of Science and Industry Neil Cosson's OBE, and even Albert Ball VC, all came from Bulwell. To be honest, I'm not even sure how reliable some of the good claims are. I've researched where I can, but town borders were often blurred. If you disagree or have further information, please don't shoot the messenger. Theatre. There's only one prominent actor of note from Bulwell. Satirist John Bird was born in Bulwell on the 22nd of November 1936 and attended High Pavement Grammar School. After graduating from Cambridge, he went on to partner John Fortune on TV during the 1960s and again with Rory Bremner in Bremner, Bird and Fortune, which ran from 1999 to 2010. He also had a wide TV career covering both humour and straight acting. The one other famous person of note is the actor Robin Bailey, 1919 to 1999, who, although born and raised in Hucknall, did attend the Henry Mellish School. Sports. There have been several famous sportsmen from Bulwell over the years. In 1884, Wilfred Wilfy was born at 14 Newcastle Road in Bulwell. Wilfy was a professional golfer by the time he was 17, and although he was fairly successful, tying for fourth in the 1916 US Open, he became better known as a golf course designer and designed golf courses all over Europe, Britain and the United States. The footballing brothers Georgie and Bertie also hail from Bulwell. Georgie, born on the 12th of April 1900, started his career in midfield at Notts County before moving to Blackpool and Derby. He finished his 19-year career at Accrington Stanley, playing a total of 516 games and scoring 49 times. After retiring, he bought a pub in Blackpool and finally passed away in 1978. His brother Bertram, born on Christmas Day 1918, had a relatively short playing career, playing for both Derby and Mansfield over a 2-year period, as well as a few guest appearances for Southampton. His footballing was cut short by injury, and Bertie joined the Royal Army Medical Corps as a physiotherapist for 6 years before returning to football as a physio, where he joined Arsenal in 1960. In 1966, in a totally bizarre move after the sacking of Billy Wright, Bertie was made the club manager. He quickly appointed Dave Sexton and Don Howe, and with youngsters such as Charlie George, Pat Rice and Ray Kennedy, began to move the club forwards. Despite losing in 2 consecutive League Cup finals, they won the Intercity Fairs Cup in 1970, and then the FA and League Double in 1971. The following season they were beaten finalists in the FA Cup, and the season after that they finished second in the league. He was made an OBE in 1984 and passed away in 2001. In 2008 he was inducted into the National Football Museum's Hall of Fame. Even today, the name of Bertie lives on in the famous football chant you'll hear now. Perhaps Bulwell's best-known sporting son is ex-Forest defender Steve Chettle. Chettle was born on the 27th September 1968 and lived on St Albans Road. Most of his career was spent with Nottingham Forest during their more successful years in the late 80s and early 90s under Brian Clough, where he won 2 League Cups and was a runner-up in the 1990 FA Cup. Despite his considerable talent and ever-presence in the Nottingham Forest side, he never made it past the England under-21s to the main team. Writers. Bulwell has had one literary great of note. Stanley Middleton, born on the 1st of August 1919, lived at 30 Minerva Street. Middleton had his first novel, A Short Answer, published in 1958, and went on to publish a further 43 novels. He taught for numerous years at High Pavement Grammar School, one of his ex-pupils being the actor Peter Bowles. His 1974 novel, Holiday, was a joint Booker Prize winner. In 1979, he turned down an OBE, feeling that he shouldn't be awarded for something he regarded as just being his job. Middleton died in 2009, aged 89. Although Bulwell's had its fair share of MPs over the years, it is Ken Clarke who grabs the headlines here. Not because he lived in Bulwell, but because his father used to own a watch repair shop on Highbury Vale. The final famous person from Bulwell is Elizabeth Robinson, who in 1972 won the Miss Great Britain crown. I've struggled to find anything else about this famous daughter of Bulwell, but Anne Reeve confirms online that Elizabeth's sister Jane owned a beer off in Clarges Street, and Liz bought a crown in to show us. Sadly, I've no information what happened to Liz after this. If you've any idea, drop us a line. And there you have it. People from Bulwell have made a success in the public eye, although in some cases their star may have been fleeting. It is highly likely that somebody who passed in the street today could be the next famous name from Bulwell, and maybe even that big star that we'll never forget.